Draft is getting close. 2 weeks away. Let's look at some mocks. What is up, Finn fans? We're going to be looking at mock drafts and see what people think the Dolphins are going for, right? Some of these are, I think I have one that's around March 13th. Others are March 30th, so they're about a week or two old. But it gives us an idea of what they think the Dolphins are looking at. Also, I got what Mel Kiper has us picking at 51. So that's what we're going to do. I got 5 mocks, and we're going to, real quick, I'll pull it, we're just going to talk about it right now. ESPN Mel Kiper has the Dolphins selecting TCU's Steve Avila at 51 in his latest mock. Avila played guard, center, and right tackle for TCU. He says the Dolphins have just 4 picks in this draft, 2 on day 2, 2 on day 3. I could see them trading down to try to add more. I could see Avila being a good fit because of his versatility. Again, played center, guard, and right tackle. He played every O-line position except left tackle in college, seeing most of his time at center and left guard. Guard is likely where he would play for Miami. He's a strong run blocker, but he has some inconsistent reps in pass protection. That doesn't sound too good, but he is, when it comes to the interior offensive lineman, he is, top ranked. 9.25-inch hands. He has 33-inch long arms. That's where you want the length of the arms. His 40 time 5.521. His 10 splits 186. Bench 28. Vert he's a 29. Those don't really matter. But his stats for 2023, 540 snaps, pass blocking. He's allowed 11 pressures, no sacks, and he's had 3 penalties, run blocking. Snaps, he had 480, 2 at tackle, over 1,000 at guard, and 7 at center. I don't know if I'd like that pick, though, to be honest with you. To me, right tackle seems like more of a need, but I could see where Mel Kiper's coming from, because to have him available for the Dolphins at 51, you probably want to jump on that because he will help the offensive line out. If you want to move on from Connor Williams, which I'm not saying they should, not saying they will, it's a possibility. 6'4", 332 pounds, 23-year-old. I don't hate it, but I don't know, Mel. I don't know about that, Mel. So now, like I said, I have 5 mock drafts here we're going to look at. So we're going to start with Fox Sports, and we have Henry McKenna, and he updated this on March 30th. Dolphins 7-round mock draft, and we'll see what he says. He might do some wheeling and dealing. Raiders, our first pick, have been stripped of that, so they might do some trades here and there, from what I'm seeing, but we'll see. First pick, he has Steve Avila, guard. It's kind of what Mel Kiper said. I'm excited about this pick. My initial plan was to trade back, but ultimately Avila proved to be too tempting. My plan to acquire additional picks would have to play out in the later rounds. Avila was a 3-year starter at TCU. I suspect he could edge out Liam Eichenberg and start at left guard day 1. To get a day 1 starter in the middle of the second round, well, that's not bad. You guys know. I just talked about what my thoughts on Steve Avila. So there's, TCU in pass protection last season, 0 sacks allowed, 540 pass block snaps, 83.6 pass block grade. Not bad. So it seems like he makes a trade here, right? Because now the Dolphins are back in the 3rd round. He says, talk about some trade, folks. I made back-to-back trades. The Chargers called. They wanted to jump up a spot. I was happy to oblige, but I didn't stop there. Washington was on the phone as soon as LA made its selection. I picked up, and the Commanders were putting down. When the dust settled, I remained in the 3rd round. After moving back 13 slots in the process, I acquired a 5th and a 6th round pick. It's nothing special, but it was worthwhile. I was pleased with the movement. So he takes Jadavius Martin, corner. Takes a corner. I wonder why he takes a corner. He says there was a consistent coverage safety in Georgia, Christopher Smith. There was supplemental speedster and wide receiver Cincinnati, Tyler Scott. But let's go get after corner. That cornerback room, Noah, isn't getting it done. Obviously, Martin isn't just a corner either. He can play safety. There are a few different ways he can contribute on defense. The biggest question is whether he'll be able to play outside. But without a Ramsey, the Dolphins have time to develop Martin. I don't hate the pick. Like he said, Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey have him for. We have Howard maybe just this year. If he balls out, he's under contract, so we have them for longer. But we can move on from Xavier Howard after this year and clear the cap space. So this pick, if he, Jardavius Martin pans out, then that makes sense. So, all right. Then again, we have a 5th rounder because he took Luke Shoemaker from Michigan. I really glad Shoemaker is still available here. He is one of the best athletes in this year's class and willing to enable run blocker. This could get him on the field early in the Dolphins' career and Mike Daniels' system. At 6'5" and 250, Shoemaker has yet to develop that killer instinct that he needs at receiver. He doesn't attack the ball, and that costs him catches that will be Miami's main focus on developing. You get him in the 5th round. I'm not upset about that. Let's see what this is all about. It's kind of slow. Good blocker, though. But if you see how he rolls his routes. So he goes up and he kind of rolls his routes. That slowness to his route running will hurt the timing. But he's a 5th rounder, so I'm not mad about that. 6th round, he takes Keaton Mitchell, running back out of East Carolina. Here's a fun fact. Mitchell led the FBS with 54 runs of 10-plus yards in 2022 per PFF. This is such a fun and fascinating match for the Dolphins. This dude ran a 4.37. He's only 5'8", so he's not the kind of player that's going to assume 3 down back, but a compliment to Raheem Mostert and or Jeff Wilson. Okay. And in the 6th round, he takes Jackson Kirkland, offensive lineman. Time will tell with Kirkland. Can he be an NFL guard or tackle? Neither. 6'7", 320 pounds. That's a huge human being. So he has the frame for either position, but his height led to issues in college film, which complicates the transition to guard. He might be a bit of a tweener, in-betweener. And then with our last pick, we take Cam Jones, inside linebacker. At Indiana, Jones reminds me of Elena Roberts, who ended up signing with Pittsburgh. This offseason, Roberts entered the league with the Patriots, a late-round draft pick and special teamer. And though he was undersized, his physicality eventually made him valuable on early downs. My thoughts on this draft. Steve Avila, Jardavius Martin. You get Shoemaker, Keaton Mitchell, Jackson Kirkland, Cam Jones. Traded back in the 3rd. Got some picks. I give it a B-. It fills somewhat of a need, right, with the guard, because we don't know what's going on with left guard, but I feel like right tackle is a little bit more important. You potentially get a future starting corner here. Other than that, Shoemaker, and then Mitchell, Kirkland, Jones, So, yeah, I'm going to B-, maybe a C+. And then we go to 5 reasons. And my man, Hassan Patel, I've had him on the channel, good friend of mine, he did a mock draft on March 24th. And with the first pick, we trade down from 51 to 63. Projected trade with Kansas City. Kansas City trades 63.95 and pick 122 for pick 52 and 238 and Emmanuel Ogbah. So he has the Dolphins trading Emmanuel Ogbah on draft day. All right. And we take Zach Carbonet. I probably butchered his name, which I do like this running back. I wouldn't be upset with this pick. In this Miami Dolphins 2023 draft, I have the Dolphins trading back to get more picks and increase their roster depth and save $11.19 million by trading Emmanuel Ogbah. So you're looking at, if I'm doing the math, we're probably sitting at about $40 million in cap space at this point. Former Michigan and UCLA alum Zach Carbonet's Pax Packs a punch in the run game. Carbonet. I'm probably butchering his name, and I do apologize every time I say it. Is a physical runner. I'm going to just call him Zach, okay? And excels at running between the tackles and his outside run scheme. He's tough to bring down with first hits, and he's a pinball bouncing off of the defenders. The Bruins running back waits for holes to open, and the run game and utilizes his vision. I will watch him here. See, I like. Oh, that was a nice cut. That was a nice cut. Look at this cut. Waits, and then cuts it out to the outside. Like, he saw the defender there. Right? He sees the defender coming. He waits for the defender to get there. He sees this lane over here, and he makes the jump cut. I like that. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Average rushing yards over expected of 2023 plus 130 plus 1.34 yards. I don't hate that one. Then in round 3, pick 84, which again I think we traded that our third. Or did he trade back again? Oh no, I think we picked up a pick. I don't know. Tucker Kraft, tight end, South Dakota State. Mike Gesicki, Hunter Long are no longer with the Dolphins, which leaves the Dolphins tight end room in Durham Smythe, Tanner Connor, and free agent pickup Eric Sorbert. Enter 6'5", 255-pound tight end Tucker Kraft in the Miami Dolphins 2023 mock draft, who Lance Zierlein comps to Pat Freiermuth. I don't hate that. Jack Rabbit alum is versatile. He can play inline from the slot and even out wide. He's made really tough contested catches by using his massive frame and catches with soft hands to reel the passes. Kraft runs very well and is tough to bring down after the catch, racking up extra yards. Let's check him out here. Okay. 85, second all-team basketball player. Tight ends are always basketball players. We got another one here. It's right there. Following it. Dumps it off. I like the yak. Ooh, I kind of like this guy now. Tucker Kraft. I like the yak. I'm making guys miss. Ooh, I'm writing that name down. I like the yak on this. I like that. I like that a lot. Round 3, we got another one from the trade. Tyler Steen, offensive lineman, Alabama. Count on Miami's general manager to draft an Alabama prospect. Alabama is one of the most popular schools where the Dolphins draft out of, with 5 selections since the 2016 draft. I projected the Miami Dolphins to select Alabama. Check pick up 6'6", 315. Tyler Sheen went to Vanderbilt for 3 seasons and transferred to Alabama for his senior year and started out as a left tackle. As a pass protector for a Crimson Tide product, is able to get out of his stance at the first step and allow lateral agility, making him a scheme fit for the zone blocking scheme. We got some video here. Good movement there. Okay. Got pick 4, 144, Yaya Davy, defensive line / edge from Louisville. Yaya stands at 6'3" as a potential edge outside linebacker that provides rotational depth to the pass rushing group, especially if in this scenario we're trading Emmanuel Ogbah. This is a good pick. Yaya quick get off suggests he would be suited to play an edge in the 4-3 scheme and an outside linebacker in the 3-4 scheme. He's able to generate pressure through one move and only one move only. His bull rush. Let's see. Oh, he was right here. Oh, that's the worst when you turn around and he's right there. Round 6, pick 179, Ronnie Bell, wide receiver, Michigan. He's going wide receiver here. Ronnie Bell is a tougher, hard-nosed wide receiver that makes tough contested catches with a frame of 5'11". He's kind of short and 192. He plays bigger than his frame, playing in routine run-oriented offense, but can do the dirty work in the run game. It's a 6th-round pick. I don't hate it. Let's check him out. Okay. See, that's what Jalen Waddle has to work on. Is getting his hands out there. I wish they circled them. Couldn't say anything. I don't hate this draft. B plus. I like it. You get some offensive linemen in there. You get the running back. You get the tight end. You get more draft picks. You're moving around, wheeling and dealing. I like it. And then finally, we're going to end with water football. They have mock drafts for 2024 already. It's ridiculous. But you could see here with the first pick, the Miami Dolphins select Trent Simpson. Absolutely ecstatic if the Dolphins were able to get Trent Simpson with the 51st overall pick. Miami could use more linebacker talent. Simpson notched 73 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2.5 sacks, and 3 pass batted in 2022. He decided to enter the 23 NFL draft. Team sources say that they like the size and speed with Simpson. He reminds some evaluators of Panthers linebacker / safety tweener Jeremy Chin. In 2021, Simpson recorded 65 tackles, 6 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and he played well in 2020, recording 28 tackles, 4 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. I would be very happy if the Dolphins drafted Trent Simpson. I know that we have more needs at right tackle and tight end, but to me, I think Trent Simpson is a very good talent. We haven't gotten really to linebackers yet in our draft prospect videos, but I like Trent Simpson. And I don't know I doubt he'll be there at 51, but if the Dolphins can pull that off, I'd be ecstatic with that one. Then in the 3rd round, they have the Dolphins taking Jarrett Patterson, center out of Notre Dame. Miami adds more interior offensive lineman talent. Patterson, 6'5", 306. Entered the 2022 season having been a 3-year starter, and Notre Dame has graded that Patterson has not allowed a sack throughout his career. Let's not get too excited about that, because same thing happened with Liam Eichenberg. Patterson is a polished technician who is a solid blocker in the ground game and in pass protection. He's extremely experienced as a 4-year starter and can compete for a starting job immediately in the NFL. Team sources say Patterson could start at guard or center as a pro. So again, this is a situation where do you move Connor Williams back to guard and have him be at center, or do you have him go to guard and leave Connor Williams at center? But I don't hate this pick either. It doesn't really address much of our needs, maybe one. And then Alan Poupart came out with an article where he kind of just goes around and sees where the where people are saying the Dolphins are projecting. And he has here NFL.com, Chad Reuter, has the Dolphins taking Sam Laporta in the 2nd round and edge Derek Hall from Auburn in the 3rd round. I do like the Sam Laporta pick. And the edge, I don't hate it. I don't think it's a need, though. I would like to see who else is on the board. He has CBS Sports' Ryan Wilson took tackle Cody Mauch out of North Dakota State, and Tucker Kraft, South Dakota, 3rd round. You guys know how I feel about Tucker after watching that video. This one I like, right? CBS Sports, Ryan Wilson's was more realistic because the Dolphins kind of need a right tackle and they need a tight end, so they kind of address those 2 needs. I like that. CBS Sports' Chris Trapasso has tackle Blake Freeland out of BYU, and then in the 3rd round, linebacker Owen Popo out of Auburn. Again, no tight end there, but I don't hate it. PFF has the Dolphins taking center Luke Whippler out of Ohio State and a safety in Jordan Battle out of Alabama. That's surprising. Dolphins don't really need a safety. You can pair him with Javon Holland, and then you can have a very good tandem. But But there's other needs. I don't know about that. ESPN Jordan Reed has the Dolphins taking Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama, and then tight end Luke Schoonmaker in the 3rd round. I like this one a lot. A lot. You know, if this was Tucker Kraft or Laporta, I like it even more. But I like this one. Yeah, the only one that doesn't make sense to me is the PFF one. I don't make much sense to me. But I thought I'd make a video kind of going around and seeing where people have projected us taking certain things. I am going to do my own mock draft. I'm going to do a few okay, this is what I want you to do. First off, comment below. Let me know what you guys think of what you've seen. Do you like, do you hate? Who are some that you would be happy if we got? Like, I like Simpson. I like Tucker Kraft. Laporta, I like. There's, you know, some guys I really do like. Comment below. Let me know who was taken that you would like, who was taken that you wouldn't like and make no sense. Also, comment below mock draft sites you would like me to do, because I'm going to do a whole video. It might be a long video, but I'm going to do a whole video where I do a mock draft, and I'll use different sites. And if the site has settings, you have to let me know the settings in the comment section. Different sites, and then with trades, without trades. I think that'll probably be out next week, because next week is the week before the draft. So I think next week we're going to start doing mock drafts. It's going to be fun. And then we'll be live both days, Thursday and Friday of the draft. I don't go live the 3rd day, but I will do a recap after the draft is over. So comment below with all of that stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I got a special guest, Brian. You'll know who he is. He's going to come on. We're going to talk some Dolphins and NFL draft. And then Monday, me and Broshma, we're going to talk about offensive linemen and then mock drafts. On that, I'll see you in the next one. But like usual, stay classy. And fins out.